That's where Bruce Lee started this whole fucking journey. You know, I had been lost. And when you're lost, I always say, just go home. Go home and you'll find the answer. Go back to your mother's bed. Sleep downstairs in the basement. Go walk to your grammar school. Walk to your park that you played at. It'll all come back to you after a few days. What you were meant to be, who you are, and why you're doing what you're doing. It'll come back to you because when you walk those fucking steps that you did as a kid, it'll all come back to you. I said, you know what? This chick's going to Seattle. I got nothing going on here. There was a comedy newspaper. I went on there and they had all these fucking comedy clubs that were in Seattle at the time, Washington. Fucking had, you know, all these Volcano Room, fucking the Underground, Giggles, you know. Here I'm working in Denver with 2 clubs, you know. And I said, you know what? In my heart, I want to go up there to do comedy and to be with this girl. But in my soul, I really want to go up there to walk the streets Bruce Lee did. So from the time I got there, I had a window of when I was going to leave that year. But I think the second day, I went right up to Capitol Hill, wherever it's called. I didn't look it up again. I'm just telling you from memory, just because I wanted to dig deep in this podcast. The second day, I told the girl I was with, I go, we got to do something today. And she's like, I got there on a Friday night. Saturday, we went to the club downtown and we went to a show there that night. And then that Sunday, she goes, you know, we just, you know, when you get to a town, you want to go sightseeing. She's like, well, we can go to the fucking farmer's market and all this. I go, listen, let's put a halt to that. I go, let's go see Bruce Lee's grave. And she's like, what are you fucking talking about? I go, I want to go to Bruce Lee's grave. All we got to do is ask people on the street. So I asked somebody. I said, where do you go to Bruce Lee's grave? And he goes, you got to go up that thing, Capitol Hill. You know, in those days, there was no fucking Bruce Lee's grave. 4.3 miles, make a left. You know, there was none of that shit. So you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. There was probably like a map at that time.
Yeah, like a star map or
like
something.
A star map. I don't know, guys. I don't know. So they said it's up in Capitol Hill or something like that, some hill. We drove up there, and I swear to God, we drove onto a garage, a gas station, and I didn't even get out of the car. Before I could say to the guy, where's Bruce Lee's cemetery, he told me, you know, wow. Oh, before you ask, go up to the corner, make a right, make a left. He goes, don't try to park close to the cemetery. You won't get in. It's you won't get in.
Right.
It's
private.
It's private. So one thing led to another. We parked. We walked like a half a mile. Now, there was a problem because for people who don't know this, I don't know anybody from the Washington area that listens to the podcast, please correct me on this and let me know what the truth is here. I don't know if they buried Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee in the same cemetery. There's a story to that, why they couldn't, because then you have Kurt Cobain. So you had to separate them.
Right.
You had to separate. Somebody had broken into Hendrix's grave.
I didn't know that.
And stole his fingers. I don't fucking know. I don't know how real it is. These are just rumors you hear when you're in Seattle.
Right.
So they had to separate them because they got too much attention. Too many people visit, you know, Jimi Hendrix, and too many people visit
Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. But this is before Cobain. Oh. No, Cobain was dead already when I was up there. This is 96. This is 95. So Cobain was already dead. He had just died. He was fresh in the hole. The maggots even haven't gotten on him yet. So I get up there. I get up there. And guys, I'm not supposed to walk into fucking cemeteries. I avoid cemeteries like the fucking, I just avoid them. I avoid cemeteries, period. I don't like them. I feel uncomfortable in them. When I go to my mother's cemetery, I do it just to see her out of respect. I clean up what I got to clean up and I get the fuck out of there. I've never liked cemeteries, except when I was a fucking piece of shit crazy man. After my mother died, I cut through that cemetery in North Bergen. I took a couple shits in there. But at that time, I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck about anything. But in the real day, I fucking hate cemeteries, okay? And I hate them more in the daytime than I do at night. It's not a spooky thing. I just don't like fucking cemeteries. And against my own fucking beliefs, I walked into that cemetery, and man, if you've never gone to Bruce Lee's grave, you have to go. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to understand. That was the completion of the circle for me, of my life. After that, I was rested. Like, I was good after that. Like, I had put that ghost to sleep in my life. I don't know why I went to the cemetery. I was crazy about it. And I walked in there, and as you walk up, you know you're hitting something special. You start seeing flowers on the floor and pieces of paper written in notes. And then you walk up, and it's just a beautiful thing. He was buried there with his son already. Him and Brandon had been buried there. Bruce's picture's on the thing. And for maybe, I don't know, without exaggeration, 10 feet in circumference of the circle of that cemetery, of his plot, is all Bruce Lee related. It's people who come from all over the world and bring notes. And they're opened, so you're supposed to read them.
Wow. It's amazing. How many years has it been? 50 years now? No, 60 years.
He's been dead for 47 years. He died in 73. Those movies came out when I was a child, and they stuck with me so much. And it's like he said, he stuck up for the underdog. I love the underdog. I've been an underdog since day one. How can I not love the underdog? I bet an underdog Saturday night. I love an underdog story. I love somebody who, and listen, guys, and all that shit was going on. You want me to sit here and I knew that they fucked him out of Kung Fu. I know that I boycotted Kung Fu personally at that time. At the age of fucking 9, I boycotted Kung Fu. Like, I wasn't going to watch his stuff. I heard in rumors that was Bruce Lee's show. We were all excited about fucking Kung Fu. And they gave it to David Carradine. And people like me got pissed off. We boycotted Kung Fu. Boycott that fucking shit. By that time, I was studying karate, but I would work out in Union City on top of the bottom of the barrel. This place called Fujia Pai Kung Fu. It's still fucking there. And I would go in there. One of my friends that was a landlord in my friend's building studied there. We would all practice together. And I would go to Fujia Pai Kung Fu. It was next to a Carvel, so trust me. I didn't go there because I wanted to. I went there because I knew if I flew in the air for an hour, I was having a milkshake downstairs afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go there because I wanted to. Yeah, at first it was, Bruce Lee and circles and flying through the air. But after that, it was about the chocolate shake afterward. You know what I'm saying? You got to earn your keep, cocksuckers. Even then, I was earning my keep. But it's just so weird how I ended up moving to Seattle. And guys, it didn't stop. Like, after the cemetery, I fucking investigated. I tried to find out where his first school was. So I found that. Somebody told me where it was. So I actually went to where his first school was. I forget what it is today. And I stood in front of it, and I tried to breathe the same air he breathed. I wanted the same life. I didn't know what I was even doing. Now, I was doing this psychologically, but unpsychologically, I was doing this. I just wanted to breathe the same air he had breathed. We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.